Hello YouTube, today I'm in Sandown Park in Esher in Surrey for the biggest toy event in Europe. There's something like 500 stalls here, so if you're into toys, stick with us and we'll have a little tour around. I noticed the guys from Toy Overdose, so I introduced myself and told him about my channel, but it was cool to see him because I love watching his videos too. I think we share a similar taste in toys in that we both love all the gross out stuff. I bought an early bird ticket to the show, which is £15 instead of £7 or £7.50, and it means that you can get in at 8 o'clock in the morning instead of 10 or half 10. And it was really cool to see a lot of people still setting up and that sort of thing. This stall mainly specialised in stickers, but I noticed this full box of garbage Pail Kids badges. I've got a set of these badges already, which is why I didn't buy this, but I did like it and I was really tempted. The set of 12 badges that I've got are just loose, but this box contains 3 full sets. This was one of my favourite stalls of the whole show, just because it had a lot of gross out stuff. So we've got a couple of blurt balls here. If you've been watching my channel recently, you will have seen that I bought a whole set of those blurt balls. There was loads of Madballs bits and bobs as well. This show was so huge that for me it was kind of a bit like being in heaven. I love all this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have unlimited funds, but if I did, there was a lot of things here that I would have picked up, like this box set of muscle figures. I've got the full set of the figures now, but that box set's really kind of brightly coloured, and I just think it would be a really nice thing to own. And this I've never seen before either, so like a full-size He-Man and Skeletor, but in the flesh colour of the original muscle figures. These were pretty cool. Madballs key rings. They're more modern, but I just love them anyway. They just anything to do with Madballs I love. I hadn't come across these before, Weirdos. I'll have to do a bit of research on these because that looks really cool as well. I bought some really brightly coloured Monster in my pocket figures at the last show that I went to, and these box sets of Monster in my pockets look pretty cool as well. This is another one of my favourite stalls, again because it's got a lot of gross out stuff. I will be showing you at the end of this video all of the things that I did end up buying from the show, but for now I'll carry on with this little tour. So again, more Madballs. We've got Police Academy figure at the back there. Killer Tomatoes. That is something that I did end up buying, not the one in the packet unfortunately, but I bought a loose one. I try not to buy things in packets, firstly because they cost a lot more anyway, but also because they take up so much more space and I just don't have the room. So there's some Inhumanoid figures there, you don't see those very often, and then this is an original Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the little Krang figure inside. The guy wanted £200 for the Krang, but he was complete, and again that was another thing that I really thought about buying. I don't know what he normally goes for, but I hope I don't regret not buying it. These toy shows are always really hectic because you're rushing about, you've got a certain amount of money that you're willing to spend, and you want to get the best bargains. If you see something that you love, like this Barnyard Commandos figure, that was £80, you just think, should I buy it now? And if you don't buy it, somebody else might buy it. That was a Freak Balls. This is another Killer Tomatoes. Everywhere you look, there's something that you want to buy, but you think, if I buy that, then that gives me less money, and then if I see something else that's really expensive, I won't be able to buy that. So yeah, it's always difficult. But here's loads of Barnyard Commandos figures in their packets. I really like this toy line, just because again they're just so kind of quirky looking, and there's lots of different ones as you can see. This stall also had some flying screamers, which again really remind me of Madballs, but as the name implies, when you throw them they make this really cool screaming noise. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kind of mosquito looking figure I really loved as well, on this shelf. And then we've got that Centurions figure I sort of ummed and ahed about. This was another one of my favourite stalls of the whole show. Loads of stickers in boxes like this, and then you've also got Madballs, and loads of Madballs actually, but they're all in packets, pretty minty. but quite expensive unfortunately, so I couldn't buy a load of those. I would love a set of original Madballs, but I don't want to buy them in their packets. I want to buy them loose, just so they're a bit more easy to afford. Here's the original Madballs, look. Oh, look at all of those. I wouldn't mind them, but I think each packet was like £110 or something. So yeah, pretty expensive. But look at that, nice snake bait. And then the wind-up Madballs as well. These I very almost bought. These were £50 each, and you got a hornhead one, and he also has the skull face one. I think there were only like 4 of those wind-up Madballs that you could get, so 2 out of the 4 would have been a really great start. These as well, I didn't know about these. These are called Mash'ems. I really like those. They look pretty cool. And look, if you look on the back, shows what all the different ones look like, and they all look really quite cool. That's another thing that I'll have to do a little bit more research on, I think. That's another thing that I really love about these shows, is that you just find new things that you had no idea even existed. These guys were selling original vintage Kenner Star Wars figures. As you know, I've got a full set of the figures and I just need one more. I've got a reproduction version of this, but this vinyl Cape Jow is the last one that I need. Look at the price of that, £3,500. That is obviously graded, and you do need to have a graded one really, so that it's all sealed in a little box with like a certificate of authenticity saying that it is a genuine one. I remember actually when I was collecting them when I was at college and things, just collecting the last few that I needed to complete my set. I was looking at the vinyl Cape Jows back then, and I think I could have bought one then for about £1,000. And I didn't, and obviously I'm regretting that a lot because they've just gone up and up and up in price. So you've just seen all the figures in packets, and you can see the prices on them, and you can also understand why I didn't end up deciding to try and collect them all in their packets, because there's over 100 figures, and that you can imagine how much it would end up costing you if you went down that line. So even collecting them loose, if you tried doing that nowadays, that would cost a fortune. I was just really lucky that I had most of them when I was a kid, and they were put up in my attic, and then my dad got them all down for me. But yeah, like I wouldn't fancy trying to collect the whole set now. I had most of them, and I just bought the few that I needed to complete the set, and even that was expensive enough, even back in my college days. If I was going to buy just one figure on a card, it would be Yoda, because he's the one that was so difficult to track down when I was a kid. And I've got a Gentle Giant jumbo Yoda figure, which is like from the sort of 12-inch line. He's pretty huge. He's not 12 inches because obviously he's one of the smaller characters. But yeah, an original Yoda would be pretty cool. This is another amazing stall. It was really well put together. Had like shelving units that went up really tall, so there was lots to see. But also there was a cool kind of shelving rack here where all the figures were in these little plastic containers so you could see them easily. Loads of like Toxic Avengers figures in here. He had loads of Transformers. Then you've got Bucky O'Hare. Bucky O'Hare is a toy line that I haven't gone down yet. I haven't decided to buy those, but I might get them at some point. If I do, I'll probably just try and buy the whole set in one go. Round the back here as well, there were loads of other figures. Lots of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I collected a lot of the vintage ones, and then I kind of stopped because there's so many. Yeah, I just thought enough is enough. But I've got all of these guys. Yeah, those are the ones that I really love. These kind of really brightly coloured ones from this range here. That guy I've got there with his little mutant called Joe Eyeball. This guy I'm really upset about because I saw him for £40 and I picked him up and then I put him down, and I was thinking about him, and then somebody else picked it up and bought it, and I really should have done because he's a really expensive figure. I'll show you a few more of the figures that this guy had on these rack systems. So you've got Ghostbusters figures. Again, I've collected all of these already, so I've got full sets of those. He-Man figures. I've got a lot of He-Man figures. There are still a lot that I need, but to be honest, I don't know if I'd remember which ones I've got and which ones I haven't got, so I'd be a bit scared of buying any in case I've got them already. The wrestling figures don't interest me, but I know there's a load of you toy collectors out there who love them, so I thought I'd show you those briefly as well. Okay, check out these awesome hoodies. You've got the Krang here from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then this Madballs one. Clearly I had to have one of those. Then we've got like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles skateboard decks, pretty cool. He also had a Street Sharks hoodie that I really loved as well. But this guy was so nice to me, he ended up doing me a special deal on the hoodie, which I'm really grateful for. So thanks to OGTs. Right, back at home, you should know that I spent £120 at the show, so I'll show you what I got for my money. As well as the hoodie, I got this little tiny Operation game. This is pretty modern, but I couldn't resist it because look, it's got all the little bits in it. And you've got the little pair of tweezers there, and I've tested it and it's all working. Just couldn't resist that for £1. Even though it's modern, it's still very nostalgic for me. Then I bought the original vintage Motormouth guy from Police Academy. I hadn't bought any Police Academy figures before, but if you're going to have any of them, this is the guy that I'd want most. And you can see, look, when you wiggle his arm, push his arm in, his jaw shoots in and out in a really kind of quirky, interesting way. And he came with his little loud hailer, which has also got the Police Academy logo on. Like, look, on his chest, there you go, Police Academy. And then on this, same thing, Police Academy. Really cool. So glad to pick him up. He's going to look awesome with all my other figures. This guy, I didn't know who he was when I first picked him up, but I thought he looks really quirky. So I asked, and the guy said he's from Little Dracula. And you can see here that when you push his arm, his head pops open and he's got a little brain in there. That is the main thing that made me want to buy him. When his head kind of came open, I thought, there's a little brain. Right, these guys are the Dino Riders. With these, I didn't want to buy any of the figures that look like little people. I'm not interested in them at all. But these guys look like little aliens, and I love that. So I had to have those. This is from Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Remember, I saw all those ones in packets, and the ones in packets were all like, I don't know, 150 quid or something like that. This one was a nice little loose one. And again, I'm not fussed about having them in packets. That was my favourite kind of best buy of the show, and everybody mentioned it. Right, Beetlejuice. I managed to pick up a load of figures, and most of them are complete. Like this one's complete. He's got all his, this is shish kebab, so he's got all of the little kebab skewers going right through him. Really cool. Those can sell for quite a lot of money on their own, just the individual skewers. So to have one with all of them in, I was really chuffed with that. Then another Beetlejuice character. I basically thought at the show, because I've seen quite a few of these, I'm going to try and collect as many Beetlejuice characters as I can. So yeah, this one with his little kind of snake cane type thing. And then we've got another Beetlejuice. This one, again, complete with this little thing here. And the last one here is not complete. He's got a bit missing, but still very cool. And I'll try and get the extra bit separately. This is also a Beetlejuice character from the Neighbourhood Nasties range. You can see there the original price tag, $5.95. If only you could still pick them up for that much, that'd be pretty cool. But these have got quite quirky things that they do, which I'll show you in a minute. There's also this other character from Neighbourhood Nasties, complete with this massive eyeball, which I really love. I might end up putting that into the Madballs roller cycle vehicle in the basket. That might be pretty cool. Here's my little lanyard that I wore at the show, just in the hope that somebody would see Leon Creator and find me on YouTube. It could have worked. Right, these Dungeons and Dragons original cereal holograms, I think they used to come in shreddies. I saw these and I asked how much, and the guy said a fiver for the lot. And there's a set of 6, like complete set of 6, and then there's one extra spare one as well. I've already got these. I've got a set of these because I loved them when I was a kid. They were one of my favourite things that I owned. So to pick up a whole set for a fiver is amazing, because on eBay I think a full set is like about £50. So I might end up selling these, or I might just keep them as a spare set. That was back in the day when all of the things you could get in cereal packets were just amazing, and I just loved so many of them. I've collected back just a ridiculous amount of cereal toys and things that I used to have back in the day. Another one that I think of the most is like the Ghostbusters water slide transfers, and also some He-Man stickers. They were kind of my favourites back in the day. Okay, I thought I would show you some more of the features of the Beetlejuice figures because they're pretty quirky. So on all of them, like this shish kebab, obviously you can take those kebabs out, but also his head comes off, which is a nice feature. The heads come off of all of them, I think, and look, inside here you've got a little kind of weird shrunken eyeball head, pretty cool. And then this one, again, look, you take his head off and he's got this small sort of snake-like head inside, little tiny green shrunken head. And also this one's got a lever on the back, and you push the lever and it raises up. So another nice feature. And then on the next one, again the head comes off, another little tiny shrunken head. But what's really nice about this figure is on the back of him, he's got like a little tiny revolving mechanism. So there's a wheel on the back. I'll just show you. Turn him around, little wheel on the back, and you just rotate that around and his head rotates. And obviously that looks probably even better when he's got his big head on, but that gives you the idea. The final figure, like I say, he's missing his little creature that comes with him, but he breaks up into all these little parts. So he's got a kind of spring-loaded mechanism there at the waist, and then you've got all of these bits that kind of fit in together, and then you can kind of get him to explode, basically. Pretty cool. And again, look at the vivid colouring on him. That's what I love about all of these toys from around that time. They just were so brightly coloured, they just looked amazing. I'm thinking about the Toxic Crusaders figures as well, also really brightly coloured. So this guy's got a button on the top there, and you've got the head kind of shoots out, and once the head's flown off, you position it like this and it looks like a hog. So you've got like little pig's face there, look. And then the bit at the back there all slots in, so his legs go up and it reveals that little curly tail. Really nice. This guy that looked like a rat a minute ago, this is him looking like his kind of figure. So you've got his face there, and then the Mohican standing up. And yeah, he just looks really cool, like a little punk dude. The Neighbourhood Nasties figure from Beetlejuice, called Hungry Hog, also came with a backing card. I don't normally collect these backing cards, but it's really nice to have this particular one, because on the back of it, it's got the whole range of Beetlejuice figures and vehicles and things that you could get. So it's just nice to have as a checklist apart from anything else. So you've got all about the Hungry Hog there at the top, and then you can see there are a lot more kind of Beetlejuice figures to get. 2 more Neighbourhood Nasties that I need, and then all the others. And then at the bottom here you've got like a vehicle that's a bike, a vehicle that's a car, and then there's a sort of a grave which looks like it's a bed as well. Pretty cool. So I'll probably get those in the future, but just steadily. I've made a really good start on the Beetlejuice collection. Anyway, I hope you approve of everything I collected. Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe to see anything that I post up in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.